The best advice I've received is to get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. Clear communication builds trust. Sit down, have a discussion, communicate clearly. It's only better for you, the other individual, the team, and the company.
The best business advice I've received has been to hire for character and train for skill. Integrity, accountability, a growth mindset, they matter so much more than what's on somebody's resume.
Understanding the pain of my clients. I started my digital marketing company about 25 years ago, and we have worked really hard to develop a craft and an enterprise solution that we think just flat out works. If I don't tailor that to the custom needs and the pain of the client, it's all just going to sound like noise.
The golden rule: treating your employees, your clients, your coworkers the way you'd like to be treated. It's a simple rule and concept, but it's powerful when executed properly.
To stay authentic and be convicted, that people want to know that you're real and that they can connect with you in some way. And I think that has led to my success.
The best business advice I received is be prepared for the unknown. If you're prepared for the unknown, everything else seems to come pretty easy.
To learn as much about the business as possible, to not fall into a specialist role, to continuously learn, and that's how you can become more valuable to the organization.
What keeps me up at night is the lack of affordable housing in Chester County. People that are working full-time, but they're actually underemployed. We are combating that by helping women to support themselves in a way that breaks the cycle of poverty.
What keeps me up at night is really the things out of our control that can affect our business deeply. Back in 2016, we were only 4 years old and I had all my eggs in one basket. Sticking with that mindset of always trying to find the next thing and always exploring it with an open mind, open eyes, I think is paramount.
Not building leaders. It's great to have a strategy, it's great to have a process, but if you don't have people that could carry the vision well into the future, that's a problem.
What keeps me up at night is leaders building companies that scale without losing their soul. Not just focusing on KPIs, on metrics, on momentum, on those easy things, but they're also focused on their values. They're focused on taking care of their people. They're focused on building something that's sustainable and enjoyable while also being successful.
AI is going to be incredibly powerful, and there's a lot of promise, but there's also a level of peril that is frankly quite scary. I think it's going to impact society. I think it's going to impact jobs. I think it's going to impact integrity. And my goal is to help companies embrace it so that you'll get replaced by it.
A defining moment in my life was starting a business with a newborn. I was working at a company that didn't really seem to have the vision that I thought I wanted. When there's not an end goal or something to reach, you become really complacent, but also question if you are supposed to be there. That is when we decided that we were going to start our own business.
The defining moment of my career was the completion of the Welsh campus for Bancroft, an organization that serves the autistic community. During that project, I felt impacted for the first time by the importance of the project. I understood what that project meant to a very specific community, and I firsthand saw how that organization impacted the lives of the families of the people they cared for. And I really just wanted to be a part of making a difference.
Coming back to Sonic's relocation. I had taken a sabbatical to build a couple businesses in the Annapolis, Maryland area, and I learned a lot doing startup work. And when I decided to come back to a more traditional established business, it was a big moment for me, even more so because I was able to take the lessons that I learned in startup and apply them in a new way.
Changing careers at the age of 40. I went back to school to get my master's in education, became a teacher, and then I was introduced to this organization named Aspira and was able to be involved as a founding member of the first dual language charter school in our state. Where I'm at now is my calling. It's really my purpose in life. And that's really fulfilling.
Trusting my gut. And I decided to hire somebody who didn't have any industry experience, who weren't really quite sure where they were gonna fit in, but we knew they would be a good fit for our company culture. And sometimes you have to trust your gut, and the best hires come from doing that. And finding people who align with your values are just as important as what's on the resume.
The birth of my daughter, it added an extra element of motivation to become successful and to put in that extra mile to make sure my family had everything they needed to succeed and for me to be a great provider.
A belief that a Titan should have is adaptability. You need to pivot, you need to move. Don't ride the highs too high, don't ride the lows too low. It's really important to celebrate wins. And that's the only way we can get through mentally doing this crazy thing that we do. Celebrate the win and move on. And then if something really bad happens, acknowledge it, know that you'll survive, and move on.
A Titan should believe in themselves. Regardless of the ups and downs that a business might go through, is staying focused on the vision and executing, believing in yourself and in the vision that you set for yourself.
The power of passion and optimism. If you are passionate in your work, every day becomes an honor to do the work that you're actually doing. And if you're optimistic at the same time, things that come along become opportunities instead of obstacles. And how you view your life from a positive, optimistic standpoint translates into your business and your success.
Anything is possible. Cheer people along and inspire them to get there. They have to know that and feel that so that they can convey it to others.
There's always more to learn. Making sure that you keep an open mind that, you're not the smartest person in the room. And if you are, then you're in the wrong room.
A Titan should believe in staying hungry. And I translate that from a business perspective into never being satisfied. For me, it's waking up every day and trying to solve new complex problems for our clients. I think as Titans, we should remain humble, but also hungry.
Leadership is not about titles or power, but it's about how you can serve others. How can I be making good change and doing good in the community? And how can what I do help empower others to also give back to their communities?
A Titan should never take anything for granted. Change is constant. Change is always happening internally and externally. And so you can't get too comfortable, you can't be too complacent, and you have to be ready to problem solve at any given moment.
Smile, laugh, and enjoy life. I try to enjoy life by not taking everything so seriously. You're gonna have wins and losses in business and in life. If you can enjoy the wins and understand that the losses are part of the plan, generally you can come out on top.
It's very simple for me. Make a difference. They need to believe they can make a difference every day. And if you're making a difference every day, you are a Titan.